Here is another top 75 LeetCode question asked by Microsoft for interviews, string comprehension. This question is labeled medium partly because of this input in place. You have to modify this cars in place so you don't use extra memory. And in order to solve this problem, I'm going to show you example 3 first. Basically, if there's only one letter within the cars, you do not need the number 1. However, you do need, so see A, there's only 1, you don't need the number 1. But since there's 12 B's, you would have B, but then you would have to have 1, 2. This makes it a little more challenging because you can't just put A1, you just need A. In order to solve this problem, we're going to have to check every letter. So I is less than N. What count is going to be 0. And the letter is going to be cars I. And then we have to do this again because we're going to count the cars. So while it's the same car, we're going to increment count. So while is equal to cars I. We needed this again because we might run into an edge case where it's going to not find the next number if it's at the end. So while we're counting how many times this letter is found, we're going to count is equal to count plus 1. So we're going to count with that. But we also need to get the next car. So I is equal to I plus 1. When this finishes, once we've counted each letter right here, so we've counted each car, now we're going to have to write it in place. So technically, we're actually right here in this step. So we're going to write each car in place. So if the count is equal to 1, so write E letter right here. This is technically up here for comments. So now we're going to have to write it cars in place. So if the count is equal to 1, if there's only 1, like in this example, you only write the letter. So cars right, which is currently 0, is going to become the letter. And then right equals right plus 1. Else, so if the count is more than 1, we have to do cars right is equal to the letter. However, here's the trick. Right equals right plus 1. So right now we're at B. It's going to write B. But here's the trick. We need to write the number 12. But 1, 2 separately as a string. So for C and count, the string is here. So this is going to write 1, 2. You do cars right is equal to C. And then right is equal to right plus 1. So it's going to write it separately. 1 and then a 2. And once this has finished, there's one last trick. We do not need, once it counts every letter, like right here. So we're done basically. But cars, everything in cars, we need to chop off the remainder. So everything in cars, you only need the first 4. So you do not need all of this. We don't need all these other letters right here. So this is all going to cut off by doing cars is equal to cars, and then you have to do this. Right. This is going to cut off everything after, in this case, 4. So it's going to delete, keep the first 4, and then it's going to remove everything after, which would be all this. And then we have to return right, because we have to return how many times, or how many is the new array, which is going to be 4. And let's run this, and it should pass with decent runtime. And we're going to submit it now. So I did run. It passed the first cases. And there we go. It passed with 100% runtime beat. Not great in memory, but if you have any questions, this is the most simple way that I found to solve this problem. It did take a while to fully understand. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll answer. Thanks. Bye.